Welcome to Make Me Mold Me Empowerment Radio Talk Show. Every week, take part in a candid discussion addressing the topics, issues that are common with today's couples. The Earlys are willing to share as they grow to help you grow as a couple. You already know how to break up. Now learn how to stay together. And now, the host of your show, Demetrius and Katrina Early.
Good morning and welcome to the Make Me Mold Me Radio Empowerment Talk Show, where I'm your host, Demetrius Early. This is my lovely wife,
Katrina Early. Good morning.
Hey, listen, I hate to do this to y'all on early Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m., but I got to do this. Put on your red dress and slip on your high heels. Girl, look at you killing that red dress this morning. Girl. You shouldn't do that to a grown man this early in the morning. Girl, you so beautiful to me. Good morning, honey. How you doing?
Morning.
Girl, I love you, girl.
You are too funny.
Well, today, it is sincerely a very special day. You know, it's a beautiful thing when, us young folk, in our 40s, I can say young folk today. Yes, we're in our 40s and we get an opportunity to be blessed by wisdom and such as a couple that's been married for 42 years.
41.
41.
Correct.
Which one?
41.
Well, actually, it's about 50 some odd.
It feels like 100. Nah,
Yes, it does.
Seriously, bro. Listen, we're so excited. We have some very special guests in the studio with us this morning. And, honey, I'm going to let you introduce these lovely people.
We have Pastor Kimble and First Lady Kimble. So welcome.
Let's give them a big Make Me Mold Me Empowerment. Welcome.
Yes.
Well. I don't know where to start. This is an opportunity for me to really learn some very important things about how beautiful the union of marriage can really be, because, we promote this at a very young stage in our marriage, and we failed a few times in this area of our life. But it's such a remarkable, outstanding opportunity to be able to talk to some people that are here that's been keeping it together for 40 plus years. That is an amazing accomplishment. So I want to just take time out and not give a moment of silence. But I just want to give you guys a hand clap for just hanging up for that long.
Wow, bless you.
Thank you.
So good morning. How y'all doing today?
We're doing
well.
great.
I guess what we need to do now is just kind of go into the phase of asking a question, because we don't want to waste any time. Because I know some people out there that's listening right now that really want to know, how do we keep it together for 5 years? How can we do it 10 years? We're up. 40?
40,
Yeah.
50.
50?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So listen,
Yes.
I'm going to let you guys, I'm not going to talk too much today. I'm going to sit back and learn. I might take some notes even. So if you will, Pastor, can you please help us and let some of the brethren know what is the secret and how did you guys meet?
Well, hey, listen, we met when I was 14 years old. And, of course, she was 15. And I played in a band back then. And, of course, she was Miss Union 1968, 1969. That's Union
Yes.
High School.
Yes.
So she's a beauty queen.
She was a beauty queen.
Just like she is now.
Just like
Watch
she
out.
is now.
Right, she's still a beauty
just
queen.
like she is
Absolutely.
now. And I often
Thank
make
you.
people just laugh because I tell them when I first saw her, I was a little boy in line trying to get her phone number, and there was about 5, 6, 7, 8 other boys in the front of me. I'm, back at the end of the line, and I'm like, well, I'll get the number. So I finally got the number, but I was too shy to even call it.
So you just asked her for the number, she
I
just gave it to you?
She gave me the number. I took it home, put it in a drawer, and it stayed there. And one day my band was actually auditioning for a singer, and she came with 2 other girls, 3 other girls maybe.
Yes, I did.
And man, it just simply blew me away. I'm trying to play my guitar, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. And I, actually had a car, but no driver's license.
Wow.
And I could drive my car from one end of the street to the other end of the street where we were having rehearsal. And that was supposed to be my limit.
That's
But after
correct.
rehearsal, she needed a ride home. And she lived in Hollywood. And of course, we lived in Cedar Grove. I wasn't supposed to leave, but man, I had my opportunity.
You had to go get it.
And so I said, well, come on, I'll take you home. So I drove all the way to Hollywood. First time I drove out of Cedar Grove, but I couldn't let her know that.
Absolutely not. We can't lose no cool points right now. This is very important.
So
good.
from there on, the rest is kind of history.
So
Yeah.
Kim,
What was the history about it? It was a great opportunity. When I met him and we went to rehearsal, that day when he took me home, I said, oh, he has such beautiful lips. Being real.
watch out now.
His lips were so red and beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a little tan now. I'm a little tan now after all these years,
But we didn't kiss. Hi. but yet and still, I said, "Oh, his lips are so pretty." So, but anyway, I called him,
Okay.
and
So you
from
called
that-
you called him. He didn't call you.
No, he didn't call me. And
I
I said,
always
"What do you-"
felt that I was not even
You in
in
the
the
band, so,
league.
you know, you big
You know what I mean?
cool.
I
He
thought
was
she
too
was
good.
she was way above me.
Oh,
To be perfectly
No.
honest,
He
I just
thought
felt like
that.
I was a little boy from Cedar Grove, and here she is, Miss Union, 1968, 69, mind you. And I mean, beautiful, just beautiful. And I just, really felt like that, she was too much for me to even make
But
an
you
attempt
asked for the
to
number, though,
I
Pastor.
know.
So you couldn't have
It
thought
was
that
because
'cause
I
you-
wanted it, but
Let me say it like this: there was so many guys in line for my
yeah,
number,
yeah, they
and
were
so when I
lined
gave
up.
it to him, he said he just folded up and put it in a
and put it
drawer.
up.
Yeah, I took it home.
So
put it in
here's
the
a
drawer,
question for you all. What took it to the next level?
Well, I think
And how
that
long did it take?
phone call, and just conversation. I know back then, things were a little bit different than they are
What
now.
year was this?
I know what I mean. This had to be
1968,
68,
69.
Wow.
68, 69. And so back then things were much different. We didn't have iPhones and we didn't have other things.
That's
We
right,
had
nothing but
just
a
the dial the
telephone.
phone kind of thing.
yeah.
And so it was just countless, many hours on the phone at night, even when we weren't supposed to be on the phone.
Absolutely.
Back then
We had
would
pillow talk during that time.
sneak and get the phone
Pillow
and,
talk.
and cover your head
So
up and
sneaking
all
and
that
talking
kind
on the
of
phone
stuff.
was a big
So we
deal
just
back then.
kinda-
Yes,
yeah, it was
it
a big
was.
deal
It
then.
Like you get in
but-
trouble for that.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
yes.
major trouble back then.
Yes.
But now it means nothing.
How long did you all date before you got married?
Oh, we dated some years.
Oh yeah, we
yes,
dated.
we did.
We dated some years. I know it was kind of like any other relationship.
Off and on.
Young, it's off and on. You see other people, and then you think this maybe, and then you always end up back.
So how old were you guys when y'all got married?
And so 20 years
21.
old and 21, and of course, we don't have any shame in our game. In fact, we actually went off to school, and of course, she got pregnant in college. That kind of thing. So we, did all the other stuff that people think that we may not have done because of who we are now.
No.
So you know what? It's
what I
interesting
mean?
because everybody has a story and how it starts.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So me and my wife and I are best friends, and our story is
right.
very unique. Were you guys best friends, and when did that best friendship start? If you guys were,
Well, I think we were really always best friends in a sense, you know.
Yes, we were.
Even though we would, and then, and I say we, but it was probably mostly me. Being a man, you know what I mean, that would want to drift off and try something else or do something different,
Right,
kind of thing.
Right.
And so one of the things I can commend her for is that the reason why this marriage has worked is that she has allowed me to do all those crazy things, and she remained faithful.
hey man, that's
Now,
awesome.
now we getting down to the
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah,
Yes.
Now you said something. You said she allowed you
she allowed me.
to do to find yourself. Would you say find
That's it.
yourself
Yeah,
or
I would
mature
say-
into
Right,
manhood?
that's-
I would say both.
That's
both,
it.
Okay.
both,
Yes.
both,
So
yeah.
so let us hear your side. What made you stay?
The children.
Okay.
I had 2 boys,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that they needed a father. I grew up without a father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I knew that when we did say "I do," I told him to death do us part.
What's that
I
now?
took that
Awesome.
very serious.
Yeah, she did.
We had some ups and some downs, but yet and still, God was number one in our lives, in my
Amen.
life. I put God first in everything. I prayed to God and told him to keep me, although he was ripping and running down the streets and doing his thing, to keep me. And every time I wanted to do something, my mom said, "You don't have to take it. You don't have to do this." But yet and still, I looked at my children and my boys, and I say, "Oh yes, I do. I have to do it for them and
Wow.
not for me."
That's good.
Yes,
That's
because
powerful.
they came
That's
first.
powerful.
They came
That
first.
is good.
They came first.
And that's a very, 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 very true statement. I often tell people all the time. Now I'm considered to be Pastor Kimble, Dr. Kimble, and all these other things, But man, if it wasn't for her putting up with me, it's no way. It's no way, because I quickly tell couples now when I talk to them, you will rarely find two people alike that's in a relationship.
That's right.
They're
Yeah.
going to be different. And so the thing you got to learn how to do is to embrace those differences and build a relationship out of two different people. And you're going to always find that one is going to make up some shortfalls in the other. But we're no longer two.
We're one.
We're one.
We're
That's
one.
You know, it's interesting because my wife and I, we
Yeah.
kind of like had that we're both Aquariuses. She's born on February 13th.
Yeah.
I was born on February 14th. And we had a lot of similarities, but we also had a lot of differences because we were raised differently.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm a man and
Yes.
she's a woman.
Right.
Right.
And
Yes.
so,
Right. Exactly.
like but she
Exactly.
has that gift to be able to fit in with the fellas.
Right.
And so, that was a side that I was like,
awesome.
I kind of questioned. I'm like, one minute she's like this soft pillow, then all of a sudden when you say something she don't like, she's just real tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
baby girl, you just sit down somewhere now.
No, no.
So,
Wow.
it's just interesting how, all these different personalities are built up into one person. And over the last 10 months, I've learned to love each one of them.
Wow.
Now I'm learning to laugh when that side comes up. And I'm like, man, girl, you better sit down somewhere. You can't touch me. Girl, what you trying to do?
Yeah.
So, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing when
Yeah.
you finally start to look at it from the right perspective. So I'm
Yes.
sure
Yes.
Sure.
you guys
And-
have to learn that.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
I
We
like
really
something
had to
that
learn
Miss
it.
Kimble said about commitment.
Yes.
A lot of times couples don't realize that we're committing to each other.
That's right.
But we're really committing to
To
God.
God. That's
Right.
right.
And in the
Right.
midst of all, we got to make sure we stay focused on the commitment to God.
But
That's right.
that's
right.
my
That's
that's
right.
my problem with you church folks. Because see, this is the thing. see, my thing is this.
Talk to us about
Pastor.
us. I got him. I got him. Let's go.
It's people out here. And people are listening to you say the word God, right?
That's right. That's
Because everybody have their own perception about what God really is. And even though the word tells you exactly what God's word says,
Yeah.
we still gonna read it and we're gonna interpret it differently.
Yes.
Sure.
And but I want to say this because you guys are a powerful man and woman of God. What is it about the relationship that allows you to be Mr. Kimble versus the pastor and Mrs. Kimble versus the first lady? Do we have a conflict of interest at times?
But wait, before we answer that, what is you all's favorite love song?
Marvin Gaye.
Let's get it on.
Woo! Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. And when we let Marvin sing to us so we can get it on later on,
Yes.
then we'll let you all answer that conflict question. How about that?
That'll
We'll
work.
do it.
Marvin Gaye, let's get it on.
I've been really loving you.
It's on you, Pastor.
Let's get it on.
There it is. Listen, we are having so much fun. We have
my
Kimbles. We have the Kimbles with us this morning, Pastor and First Lady Kimble, and we're so excited to have them as our special guests today on the Make Me Mow Me Empowerment Radio Talk Show. If you will, please go to www.makememowmepower.com. That's www.makememowmepower.com. And if you want to email us at
www.makememowmepower@gmail.com.
well, it is yours truly, Demetrius and Katrina Early. We are the Make Me Mow Me Empowerment Presidents, and we're so excited to be able to celebrate this wonderful edition of our first edition
Yes.
of the Make Me Mow Me Empowerment Workbook. And we just want to thank you guys so much for your support. And if you guys want to go online, we do have these there, so you guys can take a look at it and see what it is that we can do to help empower your relationship, to help you become stronger. But today we have a powerful couple. They've been together for 42 years, and we're so excited to have you guys join us. And we're so excited to be able to ask you guys some questions to give the wisdom to people who are out there listening right now, because there are so many people that want to be in a good relationship, but they don't know what to do or how to do it.
Right.
And so there
Or
are
they
some
want to stay in a relationship,
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
but
They
don't
wanna
know how to
keep it.
cross over the hurdles.
So
That's
we're
true.
just trying to make sure we touch some of those points that would reach out to you guys and give you some pointers from some people who's been there for a long time. And the Kimbles have done it successfully for 41 years. And we're so excited to have you guys with us today. Thank you
Thank
guys so
you.
much for
Well,
joining
Thank
us.
you all.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much for having
So
us.
the question, that's trying to get it to the meat. The question is, Pastor, do you ever have a conflict of interest when dealing with First Lady? Did you have a conflict with the pastor versus Kimble? Does she have a conflict of interest with the First Lady versus Mrs. Kimble? Do y'all have a balance there? Or is it hard being a pastor and being a husband and wife?
Well, no,
Not to me.
no. And the reason why it's not hard is simply this: is that when she married me, or when we got married, we were not, pastors or preachers.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
We were
grew
two
up.
people.
Yeah, you do.
Trying to make it and that kind of thing. And I often say this, just like I told you in the beginning, I always felt that I didn't quite measure up. Phoebe, she was always outgoing. She had a very, very, warm personality. She was like the life of the party. Everybody knew her, and nobody knew me. Yeah,
I can attest to that. I understand that.
So we had to really grow through some stuff. We had to have real honest conversations. Once a month, there at the church, we actually bring in couples and we spend time with them. And communication is a big thing that we often talk about. And so we had to learn how to communicate. We had to learn how to actually sit down and have honest conversations and say, well, when we're out and we're at a party, I don't feel good when you leave me and you're off and I'm just left standing alone and I don't know anybody. Or when we come to a room or we come to a place and all of the people there know you and nobody know me, and you take off and go with all the people you know and don't take a moment to introduce me, and this that kind of, those things make me feel uncomfortable. So we had to have those conversations. So once we started to talk and have those conversations, then we could begin to really work on our relationships. As you heard, Phoebe and I got married early on.
Yes,
I mean,
did.
we were
20 and
early.
21.
We were early, and now we're 62 and 63.
Wow.
And so,
amazing.
we had to really work through some stuff.
Yes.
So I hear two things. I hear integrity
Yes.
and I hear communication.
Communication.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the key.
And I got to be honest, I hadn't always been this person of integrity. You know what I mean? That's the real side of this
the only
thing.
one.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
That's the
understand.
real side of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was such a good liar. I used to lie to
So-
myself and believe the lie I was telling myself.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Let me ask
So-
you, First Lady, Miss Kimble, what challenges as a wife, and with you being the diva that you are, what challenges did you face in the marriage later on? Once you all hit grown up, once you all became grown, what challenges did you face in the marriage where you say, you know what, I'm ready to go, or you know what, I gotta stay?
It's all about him, number one. And like I said, I believe in prayer. And like I tell him, I take you to the Lord in a minute. You can ask him if you want to. I really do. I
Yes.
take him to the Lord. But yet it's still that I saw my mother when we were growing up as children. My mother worked. She was a nurse. But she was determined to make it. My mother and my father, they separated when I was 2 weeks old.
Wow.
She sent him on his way, man. They became the best of friends. But yet it's still what I'm trying to say is that she told me in life, you're going to have some ups and downs, but you can make it if you will try together. I see God in everything that I think about that I need to find out about. I would ask God, but yet it's still, we would talk about it. It's nothing in life is too hard that we cannot come to the table and talk about it. So when it get that difficult, then you're in the wrong relationship.
Amen.
You need to come
Amen.
together and you need to communicate. Communication is the key to every good
Yes.
marriage.
Absolutely.
Amen.
But if you keep your mouth shut and don't say anything, then you're going to have some serious problems.
You have to have a voice in your
You
marriage.
do. You really do. And don't shut yourself down.
Yes.
I'm just speaking. And then don't get the hollering and get the cursing and doing some things that it's not appropriate. But what you do is you say, look, we need to talk. Okay? We can talk and we can disagree, but yet and still we can agree and come to a consensus that, hey, life is this and it's that. But we can make it if we try. And I told him I wasn't giving up. You can go upstairs, you can go to the outhouse, you can do whatever you want to do. But baby, it ain't no divorce here because there's too
Amen.
many divorces
Amen.
are going on in this world.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
And so many times couples give up too soon.
They do.
Oh, yeah,
they do.
sure.
They do.
Or
Sure.
they
Much too
they
so.
may what so here's a question for you. What if you married the wrong one?
Oh, you would know.
Yeah, well,
You would know.
I'm a firm believer. If you married the wrong one, you'll know it's the wrong
You
one.
will know.
And if it's the wrong one, it's just the wrong one.
That's right.
You
It's
know
the
what I
wrong
mean?
one.
Now, see, if it's the right one, then even if you got differences,
Yes.
you
It's
you
still
can
simple.
always
Simple.
Yes.
work
Right.
through
It's still
stuff. You
simple.
know what I
Very
mean?
simple.
But
Yeah.
but if it's the wrong one, nothing.
You
No
say
one
a
can
di-
say.
Thank you. You're
know,
not gonna
people on the
agree
outside can
anything.
say.
Everything is going to be
It's
a problem.
always a
Nobody
conflict.
will
Yes.
agree.
So
It's
you
gonna be a
guys
conflict.
gonna sit here and act like that y'all been together for 40-some years and y'all haven't had no just unseen, untold situations that y'all just really just got tired of each other.
Oh, yes.
And y'all just
Oh,
really
yeah.
just don't want to
Wait a
see
minute, wait
each
just
other.
a minute.
Yeah, 'cause
Hey.
I'll tell you something.
Like I
I'll
told
tell you this.
I
I'll tell
take
you
him to
this.
the Lord in a second.
I'll tell you
I know
this.
your wife had to be somebody. Beauty queen.
Let me tell you
Come on
this.
now.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this little story. That's a little quick story. This little quick story, and then we can move on. Early on in our relationship, Phoebe was the one that actually kept things stable. You know, it wasn't me. You know, and it took a moment for us to get to where we are now. But early on, you know, after marriage, man, I never shall forget this time that, you know, it was a Friday night. I got my check and got with some buddies, went out to Louisiana
He wanted to
Downs,
party.
lost the whole check, and I was just mad with the world because we was in this downward spiral. But she stayed home. Phoebe always did. You know, she had a way of being at the right place and doing the right thing, even when I was acting really crazy. You know what I mean? And so, yes, we've had those times. We've had those rough times to where we had babies that had to be fed and food needed to be in the house and all the other little things.
And you went to Louisiana Downs.
And I went to Louisiana Downs and blew the whole check.
Yes, he did.
And then I
Now,
came
Miss Phoebe,
home
what did
angry
you-
with her.
What did you do?
And it wasn't her. It was really
you.
me.
It was him.
So
Really
let me ask you
know.
this. That was when you all was early on. Can you give us a quick situation of in your 40s, in your 50s? Did you all grow?
Did it ever get to a point where it was just smooth for a long period of time and it seemed like those little things don't even bother you no more?
We're actually
That's
in our
right.
best years now.
That's it.
Okay.
That's
We're
awesome.
actually in
That's
our
it.
best years now.
Yes.
So how long I gotta
I
wait,
mean,
Pastor? How long I gotta wait?
Here's what we thought.
Tell me, don't give it to me.
Here's what we thought was really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We really thought it was bad when Phoebe got pregnant in college and we had, you know, both boys out of wedlock.
Yes, we
You
did.
know what I mean? And those
did.
early years, we thought they were just horrible. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to come home, be married. I could
stay in the streets.
That's it.
Wow.
stay in the streets and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And she remained faithful.
That's awesome.
She remained faithful. And when I got through doing all of this craziness, I realized that what I had back there at that house was far better than anything in the streets.
Man, you know what's,
Pastor,
can I say
And
what,
I
baby?
mean,
You know what's
I
so
mean,
amazing about
anything
you?
in the streets.
When I seen Pastor walk in, his
Yeah.
walk is so smooth. He got a walk better than Denzel. And when you listen, seriously. When you listen to his disposition, you watch his body language.
Yes.
He is such a charismatic gentleman, and to hear him say that he was this rascal that he's talking about right now, and that I would have thought that you was the rascal.
But
Yeah, everybody think that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
because
But
you're
everybody-
outgoing personality.
Yes, but everybody feels like I am the villain.
Yeah,
But I'm
because
not.
he's so smooth and laid back and cool.
That's her personality.
Yeah,
It's
that's her
always
personality.
been,
But
been
what-
her.
what
and
I
I had to
love-
even learn to accept that personality.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
You know
What
what I
I
mean?
love is her faithfulness, and this is something that
Oh,
we
yeah.
can share as far as couples.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a tit for tat.
It's not.
You
No.
got if one
No.
of you all get out of line, you gotta say, you know what? You go on and have it. Let me go to pray.
Thank you.
Whether it's the husband or the wife.
Right,
And sometimes with Mr. Early Pastor, First Lady,
Yeah.
I have to take it on in the prayer
Hey,
closet.
I
Wait, and he can share this real
can tell you,
quick.
I never forget one time we got into a disagreement, and I was like, why don't you go pray or go pray or something?
Or something.
She went straight into the closet and started
I don't
praying.
blame-
And
I
I'm
don't
acting
blame
up. I'm acting up. You know what I did?
What?
I went outside, thought about what I was doing. I said, wait a minute. I told her to go pray, and she went in the closet and prayed.
Thank you.
You better get yourself together, brother. God's supposed to be real quick.
You better get it together quick.
So listen, this is a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful experience to be able to sit down and talk to you
It
guys. Thank you
is.
guys so much for sharing.
Awesome.
And you know, the bottom line is, folks, is that we all go through things. And if you're in
Yes,
a
we
relationship right now and you're going through something, hey, I just listened to a couple that's been together for 42 years say that they started off wrong, but look at how God brought you
Look
guys
at how
together.
God has
And
blessed you
now
all.
He's giving you the responsibility to be in charge of souls, to win
Yes.
souls. So
That is awesome.
what would God not do if you just stay with Him?
Yeah.
And stay
Committed.
focused on Him.
You got to
Stay
stay
committed.
And please
You
hear
got
me
to.
when I tell you this. That little rough patch we had early on, man, things got better after that. We hit one more patch, and that's when Phoebe was really committed to church. She was committed to church. And I was a worker. I didn't mind when I finally got it straight. I got it straight.
Wow.
Yes, it
Praise
And
God.
Yes.
to me,
That's
she was
awesome.
going to church, giving our money away, and I just couldn't
was
stand
You
it.
was paying. You
I
was paying
paying
tithes.
And so I tell the church, Phoebe taught me
Yes.
to tithe.
That's
Amen.
awesome.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Well, my wife is
Yes,
a
she
praying
taught me
woman,
to
and I
tithe.
thank God for my praying wife.
I
If I
hear
didn't
you.
have a praying wife, I don't even know where I'd be at the 10th month. Hey, I believe we're going to see 42 one day.
I believe you're going to make it.
She taught me how to pray. And, you know, I thank you guys so much for joining us and tuning in this morning. Thank you guys, Dr. Kimble and Mrs. Kimble, for being here with us this morning, sharing with us your
Thank you.
lovely,
Awesome.
wonderful story.
Awesome.
And we're so excited. Thank you, honey, for being such a beautiful co-host with that beautiful red dress on.
Yes, it
girl.
is.
If you will, go to makememoldmepower.com or go to makememoldmepower@gmail.com and email us if you have any questions. You want to be a part of this power couple edition. We have this morning with us the most powerful couple I've ever seen.
Yes.
42 years. And I want to thank you guys
Bless
again,
you.
and God bless you guys. And listen, I got this wonderful and beautiful bow tie from these wonderful people. And the name of your story
Is Lena's Shoe Gallery.
Lena's Shoe Gallery, downtown Shreveport.
501
You wanna-
Marlin Street.
And would you like to share what else you all have there,
We
Ms.
have
Kimble?
yes, we do. We have J. Renee's, Clark's. We have mezzalines for men,
Yes.
Beautiful shoes.
and we have bow ties, neckties,
Yes.
cufflinks, socks. We have it all. So please stop by and see us.
Give the address again, ma'am.
501 Marlin Street, downtown Shreveport.
501 Marlin Street, downtown Shreveport. Go get your bow tie. I didn't let y'all know my secret. I ain't been telling everybody where I get them from because I want nobody to know.
There you go.
God bless y'all. We love y'all,
We
Shreveport
love you
Bossier. We
all.
love you, world.
Thank you.
Thank
Make
you
me
guys so
more
much.
me empowerment.
Make Me Moment Power Radio Talk Show with Demetrius and Katrina Early. We love y'all.